tell what you were thinking, babe. Your thoughts are only getting louder. While you are up in space, I sit here by myself. Are you gonna spill the truth or waste your life away? Sitting on your fingertips so I know what you'll say. Baby, don't bother, you know it hurts anyway. Don't bother, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over. I don't know what you did, but it's alright with me. It doesn't matter any longer. I will forgive your flaws if you're forgiving mine. Are you gonna spill the truth or waste your life away? Sitting on your fingertips so I know what you'll say. Baby, don't bother, you know it hurts anyway. Don't bother, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over. Spill it out, don't you spare any details of how you feel about us. Spill it out, don't you spare any details. Oh baby, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over. It isn't hard to tell what you were thinking, babe. Your thoughts are only getting louder. While you are up in space, I sit here by myself. Are you gonna spill the truth or waste your life away? Sitting on your fingertips so I know what you'll say. Baby, don't bother, you know it hurts anyway. Don't bother, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over.
Courageous, strong, and happy. That is you. You're courageous to try. You are getting stronger with every practice, and I'll venture to say that you're happier with the results that you're getting with your yoga. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is Piper. That's Bonnie, and this is your Yoga Plus class. Okay, what does that mean? It's yoga plus Pilates plus barre plus weights. Just something to shake it up to get your weekend started right. It's a fun Friday, and it's a 1 hour long practice. It's 1 hour, start to finish, no cuts. This is live, just like a live class in your gym, but from the privacy of your own home. If you can't stick around for the whole hour, that's okay. Stick around for just 10 minutes or whatever. Every day our practices are different. They're all different and designed to work to make you more flexible, more mobile, and stronger. Choose what is right for you. Use props or don't use props. We've got a lot of them today. Just make it work for you. That's the big thing. And don't get hurt. As the bottom of the screen says, don't get hurt. Do what's right for your body. If it hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. Take it to a lesser level. When I give some options and say, maybe do it this way, maybe do it that way, maybe don't do it that way. Do what speaks to you. You've got to let the yoga meet you where you are. That is a successful yoga practice. Don't hurt your body. Word to think about today is interconnected. And what does that mean? It means everything fits together. I love those ads that say, oh, tight stomach or firm arms in 3 days or 5 days or whatever it is. It ain't gonna happen. You got to move it all or lose it all, right? Move it. And that's what yoga does. It's gentle movements with all of your body to just strengthen you. Okay, here's the deal. Props for today's practice. We usually have 2 yoga blocks. You could use like a phone book if you don't have those. Does phone books even still exist? Anyway, 2 yoga blocks. That's what we usually use. We usually have a strap. You can have that if you want. I'm not specifically going to use it today, but if it's part of your practice, go for it. A belt to your robe would work too. An eye shade and a towel, I always have those for final shavasana and to kind of just work to make your arms longer and slip under your knees. You know that. Okay, Fridays, we usually use this. It's a bender ball. It's a squishy ball. You don't inflate it all the way. The idea is to create an unstable surface. Have one of those. If you don't have it, totally fine. You can always do the practice without the props. Maybe not as much fun, but you can do it. I've got my resistance band. If you have one of those, go for it. Oh my gosh, the list continues. 2 hand weights. Don't have those? Grab a water bottle and a can from your pantry. Those can double as weights too. Just something to give you a little resistance. I've got water to drink. I have a can from my pantry to use in lieu of balls. Okay, here's the deal. Balls, we talked about these yesterday, so come to class so you have your homework ready. I have what is this? This isn't a tennis ball. This is a golf ball, a little squishy ball, and a dryer ball. You could have a tennis ball, you could have a lacrosse ball, whatever you have, or you can use the can today too. Not as much fun. So get a couple little balls from, the dollar store. All right, come on up to standing and let's talk about your stress number. We always lock this in every day. First thing before we start practicing, what is your stress number on a scale of 1 to 5? 1 to 10, where are you now? Lock it in and remember it. We'll come back to it. Let's get the blood flowing. It's almost Halloween after all, right? Okay, so let's do this. Let's grab one of the balls. Whichever one you like. You can grab the can if you don't have the ball. All right, you're going to place the ball on your mat and you're going to massage your feet into it. Okay, so one ball is a little too soft for me. The other ball, it's okay. But for under my feet, I like to use the golf ball. You decide what you like. If you don't have the balls today and you have a can, that's great, or nothing at all, come to standing. Feet hip-width distance apart, hands on your shoulders, and start to come up onto the balls of your feet. That's good too to wake the calves up. All right, I'm just going to massage this ball under my foot. Do it with the can too. Massaging the ball under the foot. A chair could be here for balance. It's all good. So you're waking up the bottoms of your feet. How does it feel? I think it feels really, really great. You might want to do this at other times during the day too. All right, so you're massaging it under the sole of your foot. Take it up to around the toes. Take it back to the heel. Let it feel super great. So you're just waking up your feet. All right, take it to the other foot. You might want to stay here and do your whole practice massaging your feet with the ball. Chair can be here, nice balance, just hang out. Let it feel awesomely good. All right, so a nice little treat for your feet, right? Don't forget to go up and around the toes, the sole of the foot, even take it to the heel. Maybe a golf ball's too intense. You can adjust it with your weight, right? You can lean more forward, kind of like how we do in toes pose. Putting more weight onto it or taking a little weight off. You decide what feels fantastic for you today. All right, maybe you don't like the golf ball. Switch to a softer ball. Or the spiky ball from the dryer. I think I got both of these from the dollar store. So have fun with it. All right, we've massaged out the feet about an equal time. Let's join our friends whose calves are aching with their heel lifts. Hands on the hips, come on up, come on down. Breathe. Now, think about this for a second. We usually don't do the massaging of the feet with the ball. That's a Friday thing, right? Do you feel now in your toe lifts, because we do those pretty much every day, do you feel a little more stable already? All right, heels behind the toes. Come on down. Place the heels down. Lift the toes up and give them a wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let it go. Plant the feet firmly on the ground. Lift your arms high up to the sky. Extended mountain. Interlace your fingers. Palms go up to the sky. Start to sway from side to side as you wake up. Your side body. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. You don't usually move this way, do you? So your yoga is a great encouragement for you to move in different planes of motion. So this is a lateral flexion of your spine. And moving it sideways, keeping the feet planted, let it go, finish up. Send your palms high up to the sky, and when you're ready, let's do some arm circles. Arm circles, big in one direction. Put the bend in the knees. When the hands come down, the knees bend, and send them on up. Breathe. Getting the blood flowing, it's important. Take your arm circles in the other direction. Breathe. Not going to tire out your arms too much because we've got weights to do today. All right, let's come on up to standing. Place your hands at your low back. Either fingers down or challenge yourself a little bit and place fingers up. Push your hips forward. Look forward. Look to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Look up overhead. Take a little back bend while pushing your hips forward. Breathe. Think of your chest lifting. Exhale, fold forward. As you fold forward, let your arms hang toward the earth. Gaze back to your knees. Little bend in the knees might feel good. Gaze up towards your belly button. Maybe you can't go that low. No big deal. Nobody's judging you. Nobody's measuring. Nobody cares. What matters is how you feel. Let it go. Inhale, arms sweep up. Extended mountain lift. Breathe. Soften in the shoulders. Bring the arms down. Big coat swing. Here's the deal. Start to sway from side to side. Sway high down there. Sway from side to side. Letting your backside touch your hip and your hip touch your backside. You know what I mean. Sway. Nice little controlled twist. Look over one shoulder than the other. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Really try to look back over your shoulder. And then when you're ready, finish up. Aren't you feeling better already? This pose will make you feel great. Ragdoll pose. All right, toe heel your feet, hip width distance apart. Idrimagini, arms lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Fold forward. Think of your head as a big heavy bowling ball. Put a little loving bend in your knees. Tailbone up to the sky. Ragdoll pose. Give your toes a wiggle. Start to sway from side to side. One elbow back toward one knee, then the other elbow back toward the other knee. Your gaze, or can you look at your knees? Can you look up toward your belly button? Try to fold your body in half as you decompress your low spine. Doesn't it feel nice? Really feel what you feel here. Take it to the depth that is right for you. Take a moment, take your time, breathe deeply. And just feel what you feel in your low back. Decompress it. Let it feel wonderful. As you're ready, finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. Look up more towards your navel. Maybe capture your calves. Hold on to them and try to fold a little bit more in half. Finish up. Hands come down to the mat. Knees come down too. It's time for child's pose. You can use a block or no block at all. 2 variations of child's pose. Knees can be together, big toes touching. Sink your hips back toward your heels. They don't have to be on them, just sink it back toward your heels. Arms can be down by your sides. A block can bring the ground up to you as you find length in your spine. An alternative, is an extended child's pose. For that, you would spread your knees wide. Big toes are still touching. Your hips go back toward your heels. Sink your chest or your forehead down to your block or your mat. And extend your arms long to the top of your mat. Hands can come onto your block. You want to get more into the shoulders. Any of these variations is good and great and right where you should be. Take a deep breath in through your nose, a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Few more deep breaths. Feel your lungs expand to the sides and up toward the ceiling. Exhale, let it all go. Hollow out the belly, send the tailbone back further, and lengthen through your neck. Engage your Ujjayi pranayama breath if you like. For that, close your lips and breathe in and out of your nose if that suits you today. Deep breath in and deep breath out. So, nice bend in the ankles, nice stretch in the quadriceps and the knees. Lengthening is happening in your spine. If you're in extended child's pose, your shoulders are feeling a nice full range of motion stretch here. Your neck is long, and you are at peace. You're on your mat. It's the only place to be, right here, right now. Let all the thoughts go, and just breathe. Come back to your child's pose anytime you like, or maybe you decide to stay here because it feels wonderful. You know what you need today. Do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. You got to do it. I'm going to come out of my child's pose. I'm going to come on up to a neutral tabletop position. For that, my shoulders are going to be over my wrists. My knees are going to be underneath my hips. Tops of my feet are on my mat. I am going to do a forearm stretch. To do that, bring your hands, your fingers back towards your knees. You know, kind of the same thing you did when you did your back bend if you took your hands into this position with the fingers pointing down. So fingers are pointing toward the knees. Forearms are shining forward. Lengthen up through your spine toward the front of top of your mat. And rock a little bit from side to side, back and forth. No magic secret here. Just move to where it feels good as you get that stretch in your forearms. You don't do that very often, do you? So important. Think of your hands, your arms. When you're on the computer, way too much. You know you are. These muscles are tight. They feel tight, don't they? All right, take it a little farther if you like. Take it on up, lifting the palm of the hand slightly up if it feels okay. Only you know what feels okay for you. Stretch it out. I'd like to do this all day. What do you think? Can't do it all day, can we? But you can stay a little bit longer if you want because you decide. All right, let's finish up in this forearm stretch. Bring your hands back to a natural position. They're going to kind of tingle a little bit. Circle your fingers and wrists out. Let it go. All right, let's come into a toes pose now. Tuck your toes towards your shins and grab your 2 blocks. If you don't have your 2 blocks, it's no big deal. You can do it without them. All right, sit back on your heels. Your toes are tucked towards your shins. We're getting back into stretching the feet. Maybe if you use the little ball under your foot when we began, maybe you feel a little looser in your feet. It happens quickly. All these good things happen quickly if you just take your time and do them. Show up. All right, so you're in your toes pose. Your bottom is seated back on your heels, maybe. If it's too intense, just come out of it a little bit. Take the weight off of your heels. Let it be. The blocks, in this case, are bringing the ground up to you. You can hold your hands on those. Breathe. We're going to use these in just a second for our ankle pose. So big stretch in the foot in one direction. Let's take it in the other direction. come forward a little bit. Place the tops of your feet on your mat. Have a seat on your heels. Rock back a little bit, using the blocks to bring the ground up. Push into the blocks. Lift your knees on up a little bit and balance on the tops of your feet. All right, explore here. Using the blocks, you can push the ground away. Rock a little bit higher, maybe. You decide what feels good for your ankles. No blocks. If your arms are long enough, you can reach down and touch the ground and just find your balance there. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit, hands to prayer center. Breathe. Let's rock back into a toes pose. Knees come down, tuck your toes under. Have a seat. Hands can be where you want. Prayer center, down on your thighs, soft shoulders, breathe. One more time, I'm going to do an ankle pose, tops of the feet on the mat. Press into your blocks. Let your knees lift up as you stretch out the ankles. Hands can be on the mat. Breathe. Hands can be at prayer center as you challenge your balance a little bit. Breathe. How does that feel? You're strengthening your foundation. It's good. It's all good. Let's finish. Come to a neutral tabletop. Neutral tabletop, been here before. Press into the earth. Press into the tops of your feet. Press your hands into your mat. Find length and strength in your strong spine. Cat-cow pose. 2 complementary poses for your spine. Exhale. Tuck your chin to your chest. Tuck your tailbone under. Arch your back up to the sky like a cat. Inhale. Cow pose. You're filling your belly with air. You're sending your tailbone up to the sky and the crown of your head too. Marry your breath, your inhales and your exhales to the pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Continue. Breathe. And you can slip the towel under your knees if your knees don't like it. You make it work for you. Cat-cow, how are you doing with it? Let's finish up with our cat-cow. Come back to your neutral tabletop position. Let's do a bird dog pose. For bird dog, our first opportunity to use the ball if you want. No ball, no problem. I'm going to put the ball under my right knee. So that's creating an unstable surface for my knee. I'm going to tuck my right toes toward my shin so they can be a little bit of a kickstand. I'm going to lift my left leg up, knee to about hip height. Left leg extends long. Drive the heel to the back of the mat by pulling your toes closer to your shin. Dial your left hip down. Hold right here. You are strong. You got this. Woo, unstable. You're wiggling a little bit. You're finding your balance here, strengthening your core. If you would like, add in the right arm. Reach it, stretch it, lengthen it. Fingers spread wide, thumb up toward the sky. Reach, stretch, find length. Shoulders equal distant to the mat. Heel driving to the back of the room. Strengthen, lengthen, you got it. Let the elbow touch the knee underneath the navel, and then finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down to the mat. Heart's beating faster, isn't it? Whew, that's fun. So much fun. I want to do it again on the other side. Ball on your mat. Knee on your ball, or nothing at all. Totally fine. No excuses. Press into your hands. Left toes tuck to your shin. Right leg lifts. Right knee is at hip height. Leg extends. Drive through the heel. Push through your hands. Hold it right here. Your low back will thank you. It's getting stronger. Right leg is lifted. We can add in the left arm. Reach, lengthen, stretch those fingers. Push into the earth. You got it. Breathe. Get a little taller. Lengthen a little more. Elbow touches knee. And then finish. Hand comes down. Knee comes down. Remove the ball. How are you doing? Get a drink whenever you need it. Let's go on to donkey kicks. For this, you can use your ball, your weight, or your band. You decide. If you use the band, tie it around your middle thigh. I'm going to use the ball. If you use the weight, squeeze it behind your right knee. All right. Lift the right knee up. Bring it to about hip height. Draw the toes toward the shin. Dial the right hip down. Hold it here. Let's do our donkey kicks. Lift the foot, the entire foot, up, up, up to the sky. Your right hip, check it out. It should be dialed down. So the hips are both equidistant to the mat. Press into your hands. Keep the foot pulsing. Higher, higher, higher. Breathe. Lift it up as nice and as high as you can get it. Start to kick the heel in toward your bottom. Breathe. Give yourself a swift kick in the behind. All right. Breathe, breathe, breathe. If you have the weight, be very careful. Don't drop it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I wouldn't recommend doing it with the can because the block at least has, the bulbaceous ends, so you can kind of hold it a little bit better. Kick yourself in the bottom. You got it. When you're ready, finish up. Hover the right knee next to the left. Take it immediately into your fire hydrant pose. Lift, lift, lift to the right side of your room. Keep your hips dialed down, lifting the right knee, the right ankle to the side of the room. Now, little refinements. Maybe bring the knee a little closer to the armpit. Maybe lift the ankle a little higher than the knee. And I didn't tell you if you were doing the band and your donkey kick, you probably figured it out. You need to anchor the band underneath your opposite knee. You figured it out, right? To use the band. All right? Donkey kicks followed by fire hydrant. Let's finish. Hover the right knee next to the left. Let the right knee come on down. We have another side to do. Switch it up. Bring it, the prop that you have chosen, or no prop at all behind your opposite knee. Neutral, tabletop. If you have the bands around your thigh, band around the left thigh, anchor it under the right knee for your donkey kick. Lift the leg up to the sky. Draw the toes toward the shin. Left hip dials down. Hips equidistant to the earth. Start to pulse the foot up, up, up to the sky. Press into your strong arms. They're working too. Everything works together. It's all interconnected, right? And so is your mind, your body, and your spirit. And that's what yoga's all about. The union of body, mind, and soul. Letting it all come together and feel good. And you'll figure that out when you check out your stress number at the end of the practice. All right, lift that leg high, high, high. Pulse the heel in, in, in. Oh, you got it. You're going to feel better for this. You're going to be stronger for this. And it's just kind of fun to take time for you, right? We're the first person we neglect, ourselves. And you all know you got to do for yourself first before you can successfully do for others. But it's hard to do, isn't it? All right, when you're ready, nice tight squeeze. Bring the knee to hover next to the right knee. Then start to lift in your donkey kicks. To the side, to the side, to the side. Hips are dialed down, legs going on up and down, like a dog on a fire hydrant, right? You lift it as high as is right for you. Maybe work the knee a little closer to the armpit. And then maybe work the ankle a little higher than the knee. Woo! It's all good, right? You know what's gonna feel really good after this? I'll tell you so you can anticipate it. A child's pose. A wide-legged child's pose. You know that one. It's when you send your knees wide to the sides of your mat. Stretching it out in the backside equally. Oh, let's finish. Hover the left knee next to the right. Press into the earth. Knee comes down, ball comes away. Maybe take it to the top of your mat. Spread your knees nice and wide. Sink your hips back to your heels. That ball. Put your hands on it. Whew. Forehead down to your block if you want, or to your mat. Whew. Stretch out your backside. Lengthen through your spine. You got it. Big breath in, Big breath out. We are done. All right, take that ball. Here we go. Guess what we're gonna do next? A plank. Hi, Stan. Hi, Esther. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Liz. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Rena. Hi, Tim. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Steve. Hi, Marianne. All right, here's the deal. Let's do a plank. We do a plank just about every day. Helps you build strength. Never done a plank before? Take an easier variation. I'm gonna set a timer for 1 minute. Here are some variations you can take if you want. Like a neutral tabletop. Bring the arms a little more forward, knees adjust them to what feels right. You can hinge the weight forward, putting more weight into your arms. That's a fine plank. You can slip down to your forearms. That's a fine plank too. You can send your legs long on your mat. That's a fine plank. Keeping your elbows under your shoulders. You could tuck your toes to your shins. You could press on up. So you're like a plank, like a flat board, and hold it here. I'm going to take a high plank today with the ball. What I'm gonna do is place the ball between my thighs, hold on to it, and squeeze it like there's no tomorrow. So I'm gonna place the ball between my thighs, take the variation you like. Let's get set up for 1 minute. Take it as long as you can, as long as you want. Take the breaks. Let's get started, and you measure yourself. Timer begins now. High plank. In a high plank, your shoulders are right over your wrists, so your arms are nice and stable. We are already 10 seconds in. Feet are hip-width distance apart. It helps because I've got the ball here. That'll help me keep it adjusted right. Lengthen through your spine, tailbone through the crown of your head. You're strong. Stay here. You've done it for 20 seconds. Breathe. If you want to take a break, you can drop to your knees. You could send your hips high to a downward facing dog. It's all good. Breathe. We've got 20 seconds to go. You're strong. Press into your hands. A little bit stronger. You did this earlier with the strong arms. You got it. Breathe. Strong. 10 seconds to go. 10. You can do anything for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you are done. Come on down. Have a seat. How did you do? All right. Ball kind of makes it a little more fun, right? Right. I'm going to grab a drink. Then we're going to go on to our backs. Do a couple other things. All right. Let's go, shall we? All right. With the ball, place it at your low back. No ball at all. Come down to fully reclined. I'm going to lean back on the ball like I'm on a beach chair. Soles of the feet on the mat. You know what? If you want, take a very passive, comfortable, only if it's comfortable, lean all the way back, bringing your shoulders down. Now, depending upon how inflated your ball is, you might not make it, or might not be real comfortable. Try it and see. Then come on back up. Come on back up. Bring the soles of the feet to touch, arms parallel to each other, and reach, reach, reach between your legs toward the front of the room. Reach as if you're handing someone a gift. Keep the knees open wide, little teeny pulses on the ball. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hands surround the right knee, parallel to each other. Lift to the right. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Other side. Bring it back to center. Couple pulses. Take it to the left. Breathe, breathe, breathe. How are you doing? Hang in there. You got it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Back to center. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Oh, it's fun, isn't it? All right, let's come on down. Lift on up. Remove the ball. Come all the way down. How does your belly feel? Oh, pretty intense, isn't it? The ball, you can throw it across the room. Don't do that, because we're going to come back to it. Place it down or place it between your ankles. Send your legs long. We're going to do hundreds. That's a Joseph Pilates move. Lots of combinations, lots of ways to do it. You do what works for you. That's what makes your program work for you. All right, either squeeze the ball between your ankles, feel your low body engage. No ball at all, draw the toes up towards your shins. Perhaps you would like to take the ball and balance the backs of your ankles on it. Hold here, little micro wiggles. You do what you like to do. Arms come down by your sides. shoulders away from your ears. Think of your fingers magnetized toward the bottom of your mat. Now, hundreds, peel your shoulders on up. How is that? Maybe lift your arms on up. Start to pat the ground. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet, keeping your neck nice and long. Lift your legs, if you like, in any one of those combinations. I'm going to squeeze the ball nice and tightly between my ankles. The idea here is that you pat the ground 100 times, but we're not going to count. You do it as much as is right for you. How does it feel? Space in the hips. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Lengthen through your heels. Strong core is important to all you do. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Is that about 100? I don't know. I don't care. You do it as long as it's good for you. Let's finish now. Come on down. Arms lift high overhead. Stretch it out. Point the toes. Reach through. Let's come on up. Press on up. Let's find your 2 blocks and let's do some lunges. All right, so come to standing on your knees. Blocks come by your sides. Let's get into the hips a little bit. We did that a lot the other day. All right, shoulders over hips. Hips over your left knee. Right foot forward, knee over ankle here. All right, there's your first setup. Oh, I can tell by these lines if I'm straight or not. All right, there we go. Press into your blocks. Send your left leg long and straight on your mat. Top of the left foot is on your mat. Are you feeling it in your left hip? Oh yes, feels pretty good, I hope. All right, from this position, let's start to surf it out. Using your blocks, walk them back, straighten the right front leg. This is called a seated splits position. Maybe come back to sit on your heel. Right toes of the right foot are going up to the sky. This leg is long. Let's rebend it. This time, let the knee come forward to the ankle. Think of the movement in that knee. Really good. Get those juices flowing. All the time you're moving the right leg back and forth. The left knee is getting some nice compression too when you sit back on the heel and then extend. And then, if you want, you can ditch your blocks, hands to prayer center. Strong core is what pulls you up and forward and back. Surf it out. You got it. Reintroduce the blocks. If this is too much on the balance today, breathe. You could have that towel underneath your left knee. Let's finish. Switch it out. Right knee meets left. Reintroduce your blocks to send the right leg long. Left knee over left ankle. Press into your blocks. Leg goes long. Top of the foot on the mat. You can stay right here. It's plenty intense. Maybe work up. Shoulders over the hips. Breathe. Hold here. Stretching out that right front hip. Start to surf. Who wouldn't like to surf, right? Straighten the left leg. Hips go back. Maybe that's far enough. Walk it forward. Maybe that's far enough. Thank goodness for blocks and balance. You decide how far you want to take it. First time's always the hardest, isn't it? Hardest on that knee. Surf it out, bringing the knee really far forward, the left knee. Bend into that right knee. Surf it on out. How are you doing? When you're ready, if you like, remove the blocks. Hands to prayer center. Keep surfing. Have some fun with it. Balance. It's all about balance. Next month of November, big emphasis on balance. You need it. We all need it. And the older you get, the more you need it. So tell your friends, it's a practice, it's a month of balancing and other things that they can all do. Finish up. Let's come back to standing on your right knee. Left knee over left ankle. Let's come to standing. Maybe you need to use your hands, totally fine. Let's come to standing. I'm going to sweep my right leg up to meet my left. Sweep it on up. Come on up to standing. Extend your arms high, lengthen up. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Hands to prayer center, forward fold. Walk your hands out. We're going to do a downward facing dog. Hands, shoulder width distance apart, fingers spread wide. Feet, hip width distance apart, heels slightly lifted. Your body is like an inverted V. Tailbone, send it higher to the sky. Neck, shake it out. Look back to your feet or even your knees or your navel. Shake out your neck, push hard into the earth. Pedal your dog, one heel closer to the earth than the other. Go up into the balls of the feet on the one foot while you bring the other heel down. Feel the movement all the way up through your hips. Shake your neck. It is loose. Be a free spirit. Finish up. Heels are steady. Walk your feet up to meet your hands or your hands back to meet your feet. Take a halfway lift position. Hands to your shins. Squeeze your shoulders together. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Fold forward. Fingers toward the earth. Maybe they can get closer than when we first began. Hands capture your calves. Elbows hugged in. Fold more in half. Inhale, arms sweep on up, come on up to standing. Extend your fingers high to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer center. Tree pose, weight out of the right knee. Open up the knee to the side of the room. Place the sole of the foot onto the calf or higher, or is a kickstand on the earth. Grow your branches, look up to the sky, breathe. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Sway your branches, challenge your balance. Maybe swim a little deeper. You got it. Hands to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Right foot meets left. Weight into the right leg. Left leg bends and opens up. Sole of the foot, wherever you want it to be. You decide. Just don't place it on the knee. Foot press into the leg. Leg press into the foot. Lengthen out of your side body. Lengthen out of the crown of your head. Hands to prayer center or to a chair. You decide. Grow your branches if that strikes your fancy today. Sway them. Sway it. How far can you go? Maybe sway it to the point where you do fall out on purpose and then get right back in. Hands back to prayer center. Knee to the front of the room. Left foot meets right on the mat. Time for weights. Grab your weights or your resistance band or your 2 cans of water. You got it. Lift the weights to your shoulders. Root into the earth. Elbows are hugged in. They're not flying around all about. Lift the weights up to the sky. Think extended mountain. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You can alternate one arm then the other on up and back to the shoulders. Your weights, how much do they weigh? You decide. They can be very light. You can do nothing at all. But it's nice to have a little bit of resistance. Breathe. Lift them up. Hold them up. Bring your arms into a Y shape. Flip your palms so they're facing the front of the room. Hold it here in your Y. Pulse, little teeny pulses up to the sky through those top parts of that letter Y in your arms. Little teeny pulses. You got it. Strong upper back. Breathe. Shake it up. You got it. Tee out your arms. Tee them out. Little teeny pulses. Up, up, up to the sky. When you're ready, keep it up. You got it. Now, when you're ready, bend the elbows. Bring the weights to your shoulders and then back out. Weights to the shoulders and out. You can alternate here as well if you want to take it that way. You can take a little breath and then continue. You decide how this is best for you. Breathe, breathe, breathe. When you're ready, extend the arms into a T. Pulse them up, up, up. Take your hands, flip them so they're face down, and pulse them down, down, down. Put a smile on your face. You got this. You're strong. When you're ready, bring your arms nice and straight. Bring them around to the front. Palms face up. Pulse them up, 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 like you're serving a little tray. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now, bend the elbows, bringing the weights toward your chest and then extend. Weights toward your chest and extend. Nice bicep curls. Again, alternate them if you want. Remember to breathe, extend, and flex. You got it. How's it going? Come on, you're strong. Keep it up. Let's finish. Arms down by your sides. Let the shoulders relax. Give them a little wiggle. Arms down by your sides. Whew. Take a deep breath in. and a deep breath out. Lift the arms high up to the sky. Weights meet. Maybe you've decided to ditch the weights. Let's work on the triceps. We just did the biceps. Let's do their complementary muscles, the triceps. All right, hold on to the weight nice and firmly, or no weight at all. Bend your elbows. Elbows hugged in towards your head. Lift. Oh, nice stretch in the triceps. Let that weight come to the base of your neck. Lift and lower. Breathe. Breathe. How are you doing? You got this. You're strong. When you're ready, let's finish this up. Let's bring the arms down by your sides. Shoulders are soft. Give them a wiggle. All right, now let's put a bend in our knees. Maybe keep your shoulders back as best you can. Maybe pop up onto your toes. You decide how this works for you. Find your balance here. Maybe sink with the weights a wee bit lower. Now, with the weights, arms are nice and straight. Pulse them to the back of your room. How you doing on the toes? Plant your feet if you want. Maybe come higher onto the toes and sink your bottom lower. Breathe, keeping your chest forward, pulsing those weights to the back of the room. Now, pulse the weights in toward your low back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Maybe sink a little lower. Shoulders back over your hips as best you can. Breathe, your gaze is still forward. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And when you're ready, finish. Feet come down, weights down by your sides. Give your shoulders a wiggle. Let's finish up. Bring the weights back to your shoulders. Alternate one lift, then the other, or both arms at the same time. You got it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Flip your palms to the front of the room. Elbows still hugged in. Lift and lower here. Breathe. Alternate is fine. Strong body, strong upper body for good posture. It works. It really does. No weights is fine. Lighter weights is fine. It's up to you. Breathe. And when you're ready, let's finish. Weights to your shoulders. Weights come down to the earth. Hinge forward. Let the weights help you get down here. Place the weights to your side. Bend your knees. Come on down to your mat. Maybe grab a drink of water as you come onto your seat. Come onto your seat, toes up toward the sky, legs long. When you're ready, lift your arms. They should be light now. Lift your arms high up to the sky and then reach forward. Reach forward. Breathe. Maybe capture your ankles, your calves, your feet, whatever you can capture. And then look down to your knees. Give them a wiggle. Give the feet a wiggle. Give the toes perhaps a pull back to your shins. Cross. Come on up. Shoulders over your hips. Right ankle crosses over left. Bring your chest toward your knee. Maybe use your hands on your calves with your elbows hugged in to bring your forehead to your knee or close to it. Lift on up, shoulders over hips. Cross the other ankle, the left ankle over right. Lengthen up through your spine. Hinge forward. Hands wherever you like. Don't stress it. Maybe forehead toward the knee or maybe touches the knee. Come on up. Shoulders over hips. Feet equal onto the mat. Toes up toward the sky. Lengthen up through your fingers. Reach more forward. Capture what you can capture. Bring the elbows towards the knees. Now try to do the same thing. Nose to knee. Come on up. Whatever you did, it's good. It's great. All right, let's come into a side plank. In a side plank, not a side plank, we're gonna do clamshells, that's it. Elbow underneath the shoulder. You can take your resistance band and tie it around your thighs or no band at all. You do whatever you can do. Nobody's judging you. We're gonna praise you for completing your yoga practice, however it looks, because we all look different. So our practice is gonna look different. So tie the band fairly tightly around your thighs. Mine's not tight enough, but I'm gonna press on. Lift the top knee, up, 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 breathe. Lift the ankles, up, 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 and then do your clamshells. open and close. And the tighter you have the band, the harder it's gonna be. No band at all is totally fine. Let's switch. Take the hip onto the other side. Keep the band where it is. Shoulder over your elbow. Knees are bent. Lift and lower, lower and lift that top leg, the right leg. Maybe, this is quite a big leap. Maybe lift the ankles up and then open and close your clamshells. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, when you're ready, come on down, remove the band if you've used it. Let's do a fun little mermaid pose. Knees are bent, elbow on the mat. Lift out of your right arm and lift up out of your hips. Right arm up toward the sky, look up to it. You're nice and stable here in your structure, so turn your neck and look up to your right hand. Then let the right hand come to the front of your room. The left knee, you're on it. Extend the right leg long. Reach here, kind of like a sideways bird dog, right? And then finish. Everything comes down. You come to the other side. Right hip is down. Elbow underneath the shoulder. Nice strong surface. Not going anywhere. Lift on up out of your hips. Left arm lifts. Left arm reaches. Maybe the top leg lifts as well as you stretch it out here. Finish up. Come on down. Hip comes down. Hand comes down. Let's come onto our bellies. Crocodile pose. Hands are stacked. Elbows wide to the side. Feet spread so they're comfortable on your mat. Head comes down to your hands. Lift one leg, then the other, or lift both. If you've got them both lifted, go ahead and pulse a little bit. Weight into your hands, heavy head, and then finish. Feet come down, glue your forehead to your hands. Big exhale, and on the inhale, peel that one unit, your hands and your head, up off of your mat, and then lower. Up on the inhale, down on the exhale. Up on the inhale, down on the exhale. One more time, and finish. Hands underneath your collarbones. Press on up through straightened arms. Soften in your glutes. Think of space between your hips. Breathe. Make your way up to standing on your knees. Once standing on your knees, bring your hands to your low back. Push your belly forward. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine and look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet, or maybe directly overhead, not much farther. And then finish. Come on down. Come on down to your bottom. Find your eye shade and your towel, and probably not the golf ball. Golf ball's a little intense. So bring your shoulder or your towel up near your shoulder, your eye shade too. Find the two balls and just have them nearby so you don't have to come up again. All right, so what we're gonna do is a bridge pose. Then we're gonna use those balls. So come on down, all the way down. Feet underneath your knees, heels in line with your hips, arms down by your sides. Press on up into your hips. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Walk your feet up a little closer to your bottom. Wiggle the shoulders closer to your spine. Arms down by your sides. Push into the earth. Lift your right leg up. Pulse the right flat foot up to the sky. Strong foundation in your left leg. You got it. Right leg comes down. Left leg's turn. Push all the weight into your right leg. Lift your hips nice and high. Leg is strong. Left leg lifts. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Get that ankle underneath the knee for support, and pulse your left leg up to the sky. You got it. You're strong. Let's finish. Feet meet on the mat. Hips go high. Breathe. Roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. All right, here's the treat. Take one of the balls, maybe the tennis ball, place it under your right glutes, and just start to move from side to side, or, up and back a little bit. No magic spot, just lift those muscles in the glutes. 4 big muscles in your glutes. Gluteus maximus, gluteus minimus, gluteus medius, and your piriformis. Roll on that little ball. Maybe it feels nice to take it more onto the hip. You decide. All right, that's just a taste of it, right? You could do it longer if you want. Press on up, lift the ball, bring it underneath the other set of glutes, and lower down in the feet. Roll around a little bit here. Find where it feels awesome. Whew. Those IT bands on the outsides of your legs, those tend to be really tight, and the closer you get to them, ooh, you feel it. But the more you feel it, maybe the more you need it, as long as it doesn't hurt. All right, how do you like the ball? All right, let's finish up here. Take the ball underneath your shoulder blade. You know where that is, and roll around on your shoulder blade. Maybe extend the arm and lift the arm up overhead. How does that feel? Bring it on down. Even this ball, the spiky ball, is a little much for me. I think the lacrosse ball or a tennis ball would feel a little bit better. Move around a little bit in the shoulders and take it to the other side. I am going to use this softer ball on the shoulders here. Shoulder blades, you know where that is. Oh, I need something kind of in between. This is a little too soft, too hard, like Goldilocks, right? Move it around a little bit on the shoulder blade. Let it feel good. Maybe take it closer to the armpit. Your call. Maybe extend the left arm and move it up and down. Find what works for you. I think you're going to love this. Breathe. And then let's finish. Remove the balls. And think about it when you go shopping or look around the house. If you've got kids or had kids or whatever, look around. A little lacrosse ball, dryer ball. There's a lot of stuff around your house that you could use. But just use it. It feels so wonderful. All right, happy baby. Bend your knees. Send one knee closer to your left armpit, the right knee closer to your right armpit. Rock a little bit from side to side. So kind of the same sensation, right? Kind of rocking on the hips, but the ball makes it a little more wonderful. And you know, to think about it, that softer ball, maybe that under your backside would feel super good. Play with it, experiment. All right, full happy baby. Hands to the insides of the calves, or hands capture the heels. Draw your toes towards your shins. Nice big bend in the knees. One foot to the sky, then the other. Rebend one leg and re-extend the other. Breathe. Rock a little bit from side to side and let it be. In your happy baby, you've got that mobility in your hips. You've got that mobility, that flexibility, that strength in your backside. Oh, we did so much in our donkey kicks and our fire hydrants today. All right, let's let it go. Let's let the legs go high to the sky and then open up to the pinky toes toward the earth. Nice big stretch in the adductor muscles. Use your hands as a prop. Press into the inner upper thigh here. Breathe and then finish. Knees come back to meet at the midline. Bend your knees. Soles of the feet come down. Press on back up to a bridge pose. Arms down by your sides. Lift, lift, lift. Wiggle the shoulders closer to the spine. Breathe. Now practice that lowering of the spine nice and slowly, one vertebra at a time, all the way down to your mat. Keep your navel tucked to your spine till the very last minute. Keep it still tucked. Keep it still tucked. Keep it still tucked. And then release the tailbone to the mat. That's it. Final shavasana. Best pose of the practice. Legs go long, heels toward the edges of your mat. Cover your eyes with your eye shade. Arms down by your sides. Get the shoulders comfortable and nestled in to your mat. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Soften the area between your eyebrows and your shoulders. You can bring them down closer to the mat and further away from your ears. Arms are heavy, slightly curled fingers. It just happens. Pinky toes toward the edges of your mat. You did a lot today. whatever you did, even if you did it at 5% of the practice, that's 5% better than had you not done it at all. So think of that. Big breath in. Big side belly deflating breath out. Take a big breath in. Soften the eyebrows and a big breath out. Stay here longer if you like. If it's time for you to conclude your hour, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach high up overhead and take a big good morning stretch and point your toes to the bottom of your mat. Maybe wiggle the hips a little bit as one arm reaches higher to the top of the mat than the other. Feel the mobility in those shoulders. They're thanking you for using that little therapy ball under them. Finish up one big more stretch. Exhale, bring your arms down by your sides and roll over onto one hip or the other. Low arms bicep is a pillow for your head. Eyes are closed. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more breath as you just savor these few seconds of stillness and quietness on your mat. As you're ready, if you'd like to keep your eyes closed, float on up to a comfortable seated position. Once you're here, sit however feels comfortable for you. Bring your hands to prayer center, shoulders over your hips, shoulders relaxed and down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Blink your eyes open. You did it. Congratulations. You really did it. You did it. You did yoga. You are a yogi. You are flexible. You are strong. You are courageous. And I bet you're happier too. Okay, go back to that stress number. What was it in the beginning and what is it now? Shoulders feel good. Hips feel good. I bet you're going to run out and buy a variety of thicknesses and strengths in those little teeny balls. Anyway, have a great weekend. See you guys on your mat tomorrow. Stay strong, stay healthy, have a great weekend. Bye, guys. I love you. Hello, you're a good girl. Shake it up. Where's Bonnie? Hello, Bonnie. Where are you, Bonnie? Bonnie, where are you? Don't you wish you could be as happy as a dog? Have a good day, everybody. Bye. You silly thing. You just a good girl. You get to make a choice. And the choice is, do you want to take a chance? And you got to take that chance to make anything change. I'm glad that you're changing your body for the better with 316 Yoga. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for staying here till the end. And thanks for enjoying your practice each and every single day. Tell your friends about our practice. Tell your friends that our practice is free, because it's free for anybody and everybody. And we'd love to see our numbers grow. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's at www.316yoga.com. See you on your mat tomorrow. Make the right choice. See you there. Bye.